Today I want to talk about a song by Elton John. It was a duet and also one of his most popular songs. I'm talking about Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John and Kiki Dee. The song was released on June 25th, 1976 by the Rocket Record Company. It's one of the songs I remember hearing on the radio when I was a kid. I've always liked the song. I'm going to show you the 45 now. It's not in the best condition, but it's from a collection of 45s I got from my mother-in-law who passed away a few years ago. As you can see, the sleeve is the Columbia sleeve. The sticker shows the Rocket Record Company sticker, as you can see here, and it strangely resembles the Thomas the Train mascot. I don't know if that's intentional or not, or I don't know if Thomas was influenced by this, but I didn't research this. Now, side A features the main single, Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John and Kiki Dee, and it's also in Spanish, where it says, No Rompas Mi Corazón, if you can see that here. Maybe I'll take a picture of it so you can see it better. And on the flip side is a song called The Snow Queen, and it's also in Spanish because it was made in Mexico, and translation is Reina Nueva, which is not really an accurate translation, but that's how they translated it. Now, the rest of the video, I want to talk about the background behind the song, how it came about, and then I'll talk about Kiki Dee. She's someone I didn't really know. And then after that, at the end, I'll talk about the B-side. Let me first start with the background. The song was written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. They didn't use their real names in the writing credits. They went under pseudonyms, which were Ann Orson and Carte Blanche. I've always thought that the song sounded like a disco song, but according to my research, they were influenced by Motown music. They were inspired by the duets of Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Here's some interesting trivia. Kiki Dee wasn't the first choice for the duet. It was actually Dusty Springfield, but unfortunately, she was not feeling well at the time and couldn't do the recording. They eventually went with Kiki Dee. They chose her because she was someone who could do the Motown duet style they were going for. Kiki Dee was also an established singer with a strong voice, suited for that style. At the time, she was not a big star in the UK, but Elton John wanted this duet to be a true collaboration between the two artists. In the end, she was the perfect choice for the song. The track was recorded shortly after Elton John's 29th birthday. Kiki Dee's vocals were recorded later in London using a demo where Elton sang her parts. The decision to make this duet the Motown style really paid off, as this became Elton John's first UK #1 hit. The song spent 4 weeks at #1 and was also successful in the US as well as other countries. The song also earned Elton John and Bernie Taupin the 1976 Ivor Novello Award for Best Song musically and lyrically. There was also a music video that was made. This is in the pre-MTV days, but it was a fun music video where it was recorded in one take, and it shows this spontaneous interaction between the two artists. Now, you may be wondering if the song appeared on any albums, and the answer is no. Well, at least at first. It was originally released as a standalone single in 1976 and did not appear on any of his studio albums at the time. The song would later appear as a bonus track on the 1995 Mercury Records reissue of Elton John's 1975 album, Rock of the Westies. The song has also appeared on various Elton John compilations albums, including Greatest Hits Volume 2 and Diamonds from 2017. There's also another version of the song that was re-recorded in 1994 with RuPaul on the album Duets. And there's also a live version with Kiki Dee on Elton John's One Night Only, which was released in 2000. I want to talk more about Kiki Dee, as I never really knew much about her as an artist. Then after this, I'll talk about the B-side, called The Snow Queen. Kiki Dee is actually her stage name. Her real name is Pauline Matthews. She was born on March 6, 1947 in Bradford, West Yorkshire, England. She began her musical career early and performed with local bands in Bradford during the early 1960s and also worked as a session singer. She did some backing vocals for the aforementioned Dusty Springfield. She was also the first British female singer to sign with Motown's Tamla Records. Her rise to fame was not easy, as her first singles on Fontana Records did not chart, but over time she started to get recognized. Her first big hit was called Amoureuse. In 1973, a year later, she had another hit called I've Got the Music in Me.
No foolish dream to make me cry.
But her real breakout song was this one, the subject matter of today's video, Don't Go Breaking My Heart. This was not her only duet with Elton John, as she had another one many years later in 1993 called True Love. Afterwards, she continued to release singles and albums for the next 4 decades, so her career has been pretty steady. Finally, I want to talk about the B-side. This is a song called Snow Queen and, surprise, another duet with Kiki Dee. I was not very familiar with the song. I listened to it for the first time as I prepared to make this video. It's more of a laid-back acoustic country and folk type of song. Not as catchy as the A-side, but pretty cool. The song was written by Elton John, Davy Johnstone, Kiki Dee, and lyrics by David Nutter, with with lyrics by Bernie Taupin. The acoustic guitar was played by Davy Johnstone, with drums and percussion by Roger Pope and Ray Cooper. The lyrics describe an elegant but cold woman called the Snow Queen who lives in a luxurious but emotionally distant world. The next piece of trivia may or may not be true, but I couldn't find any reliable sources for this, but I read it online doing my research. Apparently, the song includes a part where Elton John sings I Got You Babe at the end as an unflattering tribute to Cher, but Elton John later apologized to her for it, despite her allegedly never hearing it. I tried to listen for the line in the song. I couldn't hear it myself. It might be very low, and he supposedly sang it as the song faded, but I'll let you be the judge of it. This might be fake news or something I found online, which is not true, so you don't have to accept it as truth. So that's all. Let me know in the comments if you're a fan of the song or a fan of Elton John. Are you a fan of Kiki Dee's solo work, or are you familiar with her? Thanks for watching. It's going to be part of a series where I talk about different 45s that I have. So check out the one I did on Billy Joel. I'll stick that one right here. In the meantime, thanks for watching. This is JC Rock CD and Vinyl channel, where I talk about albums and singles in my music collection. And please like this video. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe if you're not already. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.